Perfect, Roman. It's coming.
Attends, 1 second, please. 1 second.
The conclusion slide is seen.
Are you able to see something?
Yes, perfect. Clear. It's very clear.
What is the title? What is the
Bridging
slide?
tradition and learning. Ethnobotany, nature-based education.
Okay, great. And,
Logos and all of that. Very, very well. Very well. Very well. It
and,
is there.
and you are able to hear me?
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect.
Okay, but there is the voice recording in progress. We
Yeah,
can
yeah.
shut up
They're
this.
recording our talk.
Okay, but it will not come like a recording in process.
Already
You
it has
know
come
this
now, no?
message?
It came now.
It came two
Yeah, two
times.
times. One for video and one for this.
Ah, okay, great.
We are doing YouTube also now.
Okay, fantastic. So
Yeah,
technically it's
perfect.
perfect.
Yeah, now you
And
can come out. So we'll put the brochure thing. We'll put now. No?
I come out?
Yeah, will come out. We'll put the brochure
Okay.
and then we can make
It's
things.
okay now?
Okay.
No,
Hello
it's
everybody. Sorry, I will put
you have
my
to come
camera.
out. Yeah.
Oops.
Manuel.
Ouais, c'est bon.
Hi,
Hello.
Manuel.
Can you see me?
Salut Manuel.
Yeah.
Now it's clear. Manuel, you want to check your PPT?
Normally it's okay. Well, I would like to check my PowerPoint.
Yeah, PowerPoint. Yes,
Oh,
correct.
Attendez.
how are you,
Remember.
Manuel?
Pardon, excuse-moi, Romain, ça va bien? Ouais, ça fait plaisir de te
Très
voir.
Ouais,
bien.
ça va et
Très
toi?
bien.
T'as pas vu, c'était
Non, non, je suis dans le sud de la France, dans les Pyrénées.
Oh là là!
Comme tu peux le voir, il y a un soleil de dingue.
Ouais,
Voilà.
bah moi, derrière moi, j'ai flouté, c'est les boîtes. Je suis au musée de l'homme, en fait.
Ah, t'es au musée de l'Homme. Ok,
Il y a,
super.
il y a même le musée de l'homme, faut Karim.
Excuse me. Karim sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I could hear you.
Okay, sir.
Oui,
Okay, thank you.
You
so
can
do
give
I.
me the access to accept, no, admit.
Yeah. Admit you are a admin now.
Okay, fine, fine. So
You are
I'll get a
host
record
now.
of admit, no?
Yeah, you can
Okay,
admit.
now access should be given to they can post the Roman is able to log in. I
Okay.
think you are also will be logging. Yes, correct.
Yeah, you are host now. You are the
Okay.
host now.
Okay,
You have the
okay.
control.
Yeah. Okay.
You have the control, Karim.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Karim, do you I've got a short PowerPoint.
Yeah. Can you just upload? I mean, just try to see that it's working.
Yes, attends. Okay, I put it on my.
Tu dois partager, hein,
Can
comme
you-
d'habitude.
Attends,
Vijay, you want
partager,
to check the video also? After manual checks, you can also check the video because we
You
have
can
time.
YouTube also live now. It is going.
Live? Okay, good.
It is live now. YouTube
Okay,
also.
good. People are coming into YouTube.
1 minute, I
Ouais.
will check.
Sorry. Where is sharing? Sorry. Ah oui, partager. Okay, I've got it. Sorry, I'm just trying now.
Yeah, try out because it's
Voilà,
easy for you to.
partager, fenêtre d'application. On va mettre ça côte à côte. Ok. Oh là là.
Only one is joining
Oui.
YouTube.
Bon,
Okay,
annuler.
good. So I think they'll join now. Time is there, no?
Is it working? Attends,
Ouais, ça va,
enregistrement
on a
d'écran.
encore 15 minutes.
Ouais, attends, il faut que je comprenne comment ça marche.
T'as une petite icône en bas avec marqué partager.
Ça, je l'ai. J'ai appuyé dessus, en fait. Attends, je recommence.
Ok.
J'ai appuyé dessus. Alors, j'appuie dessus à nouveau.
Ouais.
Hop, partager. Et là, j'ai plein d'écrans entiers. Ou alors, il faut mettre document, non? Peut-être?
Peut-être, ouais.
Ou alors, non, attends, je vais essayer de partager directement. Bon. Ah oui, mais il me demande d'ouvrir les paramètres du système.
Oui,
Euh,
fais-le.
Ok, d'accord.
Fais-le et tu cliques sur oui pour Zoom. Tu vas voir un petit
Attends.
onglet Zoom. Tu
Oui, je
cliques
l'ai,
oui.
oui. Je
Tu
l'ai, oui,
cliques.
en effet. C'est bon, c'est cliqué. Putain, il me faut mon mot de passe. Ah, attends.
C'est ça, il va te demander ton mot de passe.
Ouais, ça va. Je suis en train de le rentrer là.
Et j'ai eu le même problème.
Ah, voilà, d'accord.
Donc, c'est pour ça que je peux te le dire.
Ouais, c'est gentil,
Voilà.
ouais. Voilà, on y va. Modifier les réglages. Ah, là.
Donc là, tu mets sur
Ah, merde.
oui.
Zoom US ne pourra peut-être pas enregistrer le contenu de votre écran jusqu'à sa
Tu t'en
fermeture.
fous.
On s'en
Tu t'en
fout.
fous.
Quitter et rouvrir ou plus tard?
Non, plus tard.
Plus tard, ok. Ouais, c'est ce que je sens.
Moi, c'est ce que j'ai fait. Hein.
D'accord, bah, ça marche. Non, c'est bon, c'est cliqué en fait. Donc, voilà. Ok, donc je recommence. Partager.
Ouais. Tu recommences.
Voilà, desktop, donc c'est le bureau. Partager, ok, j'y vais.
C'est ça, desktop.
Alors, les participants peuvent maintenant voir votre écran. Super.
Voilà,
Autoriser.
là, on voit ton écran là.
C'est vrai?
Ouais, vas-y, autoriser.
Ah, ok. Donc, autoriser, ok. Et maintenant, je mets mon PowerPoint. Voilà.
Ouais.
Et je peux
Voilà.
mettre
Et
en-
tu le cliques en grand.
Ouais.
Parfait.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
OK
It's
for
coming now.
everybody?
Perfect, it's coming now.
Wonderful. Oh, ouf. OK.
Super.
It's coming now. Yeah,
Euh,
perfect.
attends, après, pour quitter...
Et pour quitter, tu recliques sur la petite l'icône en bas ou alors tu tapes ESC. ESC.
Escape, ouais, c'est ce que j'ai fait. Voilà, là, c'est bon. Oups, merde, je me suis
Non,
fait
mais
tirer.
ouais, mais là, on a toujours ton écran, donc il faut que tu arrêtes le partage.
Ah, OK. Attends, par contre...
Tu dois avoir une
Vijay,
petite icône.
Vijay, you want to check the Darshan's talk?
Ça va, là, comme ça?
Shall I play?
Non, non,
Two,
là,
two
on a
minutes,
toujours
I'll
ton
play.
écran.
2
Il
minutes.
faut que
You
tu...
can play that and just check.
Attends, 1 second, we have a problem. Il faut que tu fermes ton partage d'écran.
D'accord, attends. Par contre, où est-ce que je vais l'en quitter? Attends. Ça fonctionne, là?
Non.
Attends. Attends, 2 secondes. Comment je fais pour quitter le partage d'écran, moi?
Bah, tu reviens sur,
Au partage, ouais, je l'ai fait. Attends,
la
il va y avoir
page
il va y
et
avoir
tu
une
cliques.
icône.
En haut, il y a marqué en noir fermer le partage ou arrêter le partage.
Ah, pardon, oui, j'étais pas assez haut, en fait. OK, d'accord.
Oui.
En rouge, ouais. OK, je l'ai.
Voilà.
Ah, excuse-moi, oui, j'avais pas vu le
Just come
en
out
haut.
now. Yes, Vijay, you can try
Yeah, it's
the
okay.
video.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Play.
1 minute, 1 minute.
Just to try it, yeah.
OK.
Just to
So,
check.
that's sorry. Faut que je
Darshan
revienne
is
dans-
not there, so he has sent his video, Raman.
Okay, great.
Yeah, let's hear it. It's all 2-3 minutes. We'll just find out, check out.
But his health is okay?
He's fine. He's fine. He has gone to Mumbai.
Mumbai, okay.
Mhm.
So we can see a share screen. Ah, great.
Yeah.
Hello.
Voice is not there.
Voice is not there.
Voice is very low. Actually, recording is the same thing like very recorded with very low volume.
No, but mine it is coming well, yeah.
Now increase the volume.
Let's see.
In all societies for a long time. There is no part of the world where communities were not using plants. And naturally, to use plants, they had knowledge, their own knowledge, how to classify the plants,
That's fine, I think. Yeah.
how
Yeah,
to
it's perfect.
Perfect.
study the properties.
Doctor, you can close it. Enough.
It's 8 minutes, huh? Told.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Even YouTube also it is coming.
Yeah,
well.
perfect. You can close it.
Sorry.
Close it. And I think,
Karim, that means that we are online now?
yeah, we are online. Wait, not yet. It's at 5:30. No, still we have 10 minutes more.
Okay,
So we
great.
have Jyoti Lakshmi. Can you put the banner at the top so that people can, if you have a banner,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
just upload the banner.
Yeah.
Raman, Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi will be anchoring today's program.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. It
Thank
will be
you, sir. Thank you.
it will be an honor for us.
Yeah.
My talk will be quite simple. I think I have 20 minutes, I think, maximum, something like that. Hello?
My student Nishant is also joined. Nishant, can you just come on the photo?
I hope that the network will be okay. It seems
Nishant?
that it's okay. So I will block the... How to say ne pas déranger. Voilà. Boom. Okay. So Karim, you said that how many people are online? Will be online or register? Karim is not there.
No, 26 online. 25. So I think I think we have another 8 minutes. So we'll wait for an 8 minutes and then we can start our.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
great.
Meanwhile,
What?
Jyotilakshmi can upload the this thing.
And you said that 100 people will be allowed to follow.
Yeah, correct.
I mean,
Whoever
to
the
be
first
online.
enters into the Zoom will be already they have entered, and they'll be able to ask questions. Others, no problem. They can put that in their chat box, and we can record that and ask the questions. So no issues on asking questions also.
Okay,
Because we are
fantastic.
not. I mean, they'll all put in the chat box. That's what the rule. I think Jyoti will explain about it. And
Okay,
once they put in the chat box, we can look on that. Yeah. Any
fantastic.
questions we can,
Good.
even if you're not able to say now, later we can put into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Elle est où la chat
Good evening,
box?
sir.
We have another 6-7 minutes. Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dheeraj. How are you?
I am fine, sir. How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine, very much fine. Thanks for
My
coming.
friends have also joined, sir.
Oh, good. The man is gone. Yeah, he's left.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Dheeraj is from Chhattisgarh, working as a professor there.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Good friend
Nice
of
to
mine.
meet you.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you to be online.
Thank you, sir.
Hello?
Dr. Jyoti?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You're not getting the brochure?
Yes, sir. Actually, sharing it is getting stuck. I'm just
Yeah, sure.
checking it out. Yeah. Hello? Huh? யார் கூட பேசிட்டு இருக்கிறேன் பேசிட்டு இல்ல
Me?
ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡು ಆಡಿಯೋ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡು ಕೊಡೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಷನ್ ನೋಡಿ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ 57 ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ ಐತೆ ಪವಿತ್ರ
ನಿಶಾ.
ಹಲೋ ಉಪಾಧ್ಯ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಬಾಲ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಬಾಲಕುಮಾರ್
Yes, I'm here.
ಈ ಅವನು ಇನ್ನ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲಲೇ ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ದೀನ ದಿಲ್ಶಾ
Start
Hi.
out.
Welcome you all. Request you all to put your audios on mute.
Hello 70 members
Pavitra, yes. Can you mute?
Hi. Hi. Oh, Dhruvan, Deeksha, Chandana.
hi ma'am hello
Hello. Hi.
Pavitra hi Diksha hey mute girl
Hello, all of you mute, please.
yeah
Sure.
sir
Please mute. Put on mute. Vijay, I think if it is not muted, you have to mute. Dr. Jyoti, I think we can start.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we can ask admin to mute everybody other than the
they'll-
speaker,
yeah.
I think.
Sure. I think Vijay will mute it, yeah. Perfect.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Welcome you all on behalf of TDU, IRD, and Maharashtra Vriksha Samriddhini for the online webinar on the occasion of birth centenary year of late Dr. B.D. Vartak in the topic of bridging traditions and learning, ethnobotany in nature-based education. As we are so interested and excited to listen to today's webinar, I request all the participants to mute your audios, which may interrupt the session flow. So I would like to welcome Dr. Anuradha Upadhyaya Madam, a scientist, retired Biodiversity and Paleobiology Group, Agarka Research Institute, to deliver the welcome speech. I welcome you, Madam.
Thank you, Jyoti. Good evening to Indian Honorable and good afternoon to today's guest speakers, scientists, researchers, managers, students who joined for this seminar on behalf of organizers.
Sorry for the interruption, Madam.
Sorry. Yes. Somebody's there talking in between. It's okay. I'll continue.
Okay, ma'am.
On behalf of organizers, the University of Trans Interdisciplinary Health Science Technology, Bangalore, India, Institute de Research for Lee Development, IRD France, and Maharashtra Vriksha Samvardhini, Pune, Maharashtra, India, I, Anuradha Upadhyay, extend warm welcome to you all who join in this online webinar on breeding traditions and learning ethnobotany in nature-based education. We all specially welcome our today's speaker, Roman Samuel, anthropologist and ethnobotanist at IRD Museum Natural History in Paris. Welcome, sir. Our another speaker, Manuel Valentine, Director of Cultural Anthropology Collections at Museum IHOME
Ma'am,
Paris.
please explain in
Welcome,
English.
sir. And Dr. Abdul Karim, Head Center for Conservation of Natural Resources. Welcome, Dr. Abdul. I also welcome VC Shri Darshan Shankar for joining and his valuable guidance. This webinar has been specially arranged on the occasion of birth centenary year of my Guru, Dr. Vaman Dattatreya Vartak, who contributed, or I can say the pioneer research in ethnobotany of Western Maharashtra, India. His contributions on floristic taxonomic studies are enlightened many researchers and still referred in the scientific field as a pioneer worker. I take this opportunity to welcome all the honorable members of all three organizing institutes. We are pleased to observe your overwhelming response from the participants from India and France. I am sure all the participants will gain the benefit from today's inspiring webinar. And yes, we are looking forward to thought-provoking discussions. So welcome you all, and over to Jyoti.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I would like to welcome our first speaker, Romain Simenel sir, an anthropologist and ethnobiologist. His studies will enlighten us with a link between the cultural transmission and the sensitive experience of the nature. Now I request to share his expertise with all of us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am. So first, I'm going to share my screen. I hope everything will be okay. Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. So welcome, everybody. Thank you very much to the TDU for organizing this webinar online. And special thank you all for being there online. You have been so many to register to assist to this webinar. And this is very enthusiastic. And perhaps this should be seen as a reaction to the failure of environmental policies all around the world. As you know, the last COP13, the climate change meeting held in Brazil a few days ago, was a complete failure. And it has been the same, finally, the same story for almost 30 years now. So one thing is becoming clear. We will not be able to solve the major problems that humanity is causing for the planet and itself with politics. Education, rather than politics, seem to be a much better approach for the future of humanity. But what kind of education are we talking about? And what if finally education were ultimately both the source and the problem, the source of the problem and its solution? So Indeed, now I'm trying to shift. Yeah. Indeed, when we talk about human education, we should observe an important evolution. A first statement will be to say that there is a progressive disconnection between human cultural transmission and sensitive experience of nature. That means the relation that human beings have with plants and animals. To tell it more simply, it is between education and experience of nature. Finally, we can say that plants and animals no longer play the role of learning partners for human beings, at rare exception, even though they have been in touch for all the human evolution. So the causes of this disconnection between education and experience of nature are multiple. The first one is the dualism between nature and culture. Another one is the urbanization and the sedentary lifestyle. Another one is the anthropocentric education. That means like education is only focused on human dimension. Last one is the conservation policy. That means like, for example, we want to close the ecosystem from the entrance, from the contact with human beings, and especially children. The consequences of this disconnection between between education and experience of nature is also multiple. We have what we call the environmental amnesia. That means like human beings forget the link with the nature. A lack of empathy for other beings than humans. That means that we are not able to be sensitive to other beings than humans, except maybe the pets. Eco-anxiety, that means like a misunderstanding on the phenomena of nature, especially climate change, and also a cognitive decline of certain skills. For example, the skills that are used to observe nature. So finally, we think that the priority is to reconnect education and experience of nature, and it becomes a key challenge in restoring relationship between humans and their environment. So this seminar proposes you a first step to reconnect education and nature, and this step will be to reconnect ethnobotany, and that means ethnobotany, the science of on the plants that share many civilizations, and the nature-based education, that means an education which is based on the experience of nature. So let's go back to the reality of our daily life relation with plants and how it procures us knowledge on it. To begin, I would like to illustrate my point with a specific example that many of you are certainly more familiar than me. This example is for me one of the best examples. It's the example of the tulasi. The tulasi, which is the Oxynum tenuiflorum. Why for me this example is very important? Because with the tulasi, the holiness and the ethnobotanical characteristic of the plant are completely inseparable. That means, for example, the taxonomy, for example, we will use...
I can't hear your voice, sir.
We will...
I can't hear sound.
Is there a problem?
Excuse me.
Oh, no.
No, sir, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I think there is a network at your end. Everybody can hear it. Please mute your audio. Sir, please continue.
Ma'am,
you.
I can't hear sound.
So, for example, we use the word tulsi in Hindi, which is matchless. In Sanskrit, we use the word Vaishnavi or Vishnu Vallabha or Haripriya, which mean beloved of Vishnu.
Sorry, sir, for
That means
disturbing.
that directly in the taxonomy, you got a link between the plant and the religion, the religious aspect. Second point, the classification. The classification of the Tulsi will separate two categories. The Ram Tulsi, that means the one with the green leaves, and the Krishna Tulsi, which is the one with the dark or purple leaves. So with this classification, you can clearly understand, again, the reference to the religion and to the gods. Third point, the medicinal and ritual properties. We know that the Tulsi is affiliated to goddess Tulasi and to the god Lord Vishnu. Goddess Tulasi is an avatar of the goddess Lakshmi, and we use the Tulsi to worship Vishnu and its avatar. For a very long time, since like 5,000 years, the Tulsi is used as a medicine. It is mentioned in the Rig Veda, and it is used, for example, to cool mind and nerves and to improve immunity. But what I want to say to you is that those both aspects, that means the religion aspect and the medicinal aspect, is completely linked together. Another point is the prescription. That means, like, for example, the sacredness of Tulasi, the holiness of Tulasi, impose numerous requirements on humans. Offering water or plucking leaves after sunset is considered inauspicious, as the plant is believed to rest during the night, the time. Morning care rituals are more beneficial. Overfeeding Tulsi with chemical fertilizer is a big taboo. It is also need to avoid touching the Tulsi plant or plucking its leaves without taking a bath. The care given to Tulsi goes as far as worshipping it. Many people in India offer flowers and incense to the Tulsi. The Tulasi is also one of the rare plants to have a wedding ceremony, the Tulasi Vivaha, during Kartik moon when the Tulasi is married to Lord Vishnu. All this human behavior toward Tulasi demonstrate good botanical and ecological sense. Indeed, it is botanically proved that Tulasi is very sensitive to cold and to touch. So finally, we could say that Indians attribute agency to Tulsi, showing a certain empathy for the plant's way of life and its fragility. But Tulasi is also a vegetal social total. That means its presence involves a lot of different human relationships. First, the plant is often located in the house, traditionally in the middle of the courtyard. It is used in different rituals, such as births, wedding, funerals. So what I want to explain to you is that you need to experiment all those dimensions of the Tulasi to understand the meaning of it. And now come the baby in the middle of the Tulasi universe. We can easily understand how Tulasi will shape the mind of this baby. And I repeat this sentence and assume it, how Tulasi shape the mind of the baby. Indeed, just imagine this Indian child growing up in a traditional home. Tulasi will certainly be one of the first plants this baby encounter and has a sensory experience with. The baby will smell it, perhaps try to touch it, receive massage with Tulsi oil. Little by little, Tulasi will invade his or her senses, mind, and imagination. Thanks also to the story told about it, referring to the goddess Tulasi. So Tulasi will accompany the babies as they grow up until they become adult and encountered Tulasi again to mark the major milestone in their life, from marriage to death. From the very first encounter, knowledge begins to be transmitted to the child, not through learning, but through direct immersion in a universe, that of the Tulasi interpreted by Indian culture. So I have chosen the example of the Tulasi in India, but I could have chosen many other examples around the world. For example, on the left side of this slide, the argan tree is revered by the Berber of Morocco for the virtues of the oil extract from its fruits and is central to their ritual life. Same for the cocoa that was revered by the Aztecs as a god for its invigorating and aphrodisiac properties and the role it has in ritual. Again, same thing for the citron in the Jewish culture, assimilated to the heart of Adam in some rituals and used as a sacred medicine. In all this civilization, children are immersed in the world of the plant and learn about their own culture in this way. What about the Western world, you will say? We still have some relics of relation to trees, such as some few olive trees, for example, in south of France, and also the tradition of the bouquets that I put a photo on the right side of this slide, the bouquets, which was originally used as a ritual talisman to protect against the bad eyes. But this is only relics, and we will understand now why. The main problem is that science and so-called rational thinking in the modern world have a very different view. In the name of rationality, knowledge about plants has been isolated from the practices and representation that humans have of them. Originally, you need to know that ethnobotany was intended to reveal the science of plants in other civilizations, following the same model that revealed botany at the end of the 18th century. The idea was to focus on the systems of organizing knowledge about plants in different cultures. But with this approach, you get the knowledge, but not the condition of its emergence and transmission. On this slide, I show you on the left and on the right how everything was divided. On the left, you have the belief and the ritual, which was classified as a folklore on plants. And this was the role of ethnology to study it. On the right side of the slide, you have the knowledge on the plants, which was studied by ethnobotany. And then you have the taxonomy, the classification, and the medicinal properties. So you can see how this division divide finally what I call the flesh, that means like all the representation and the way of living the Tulsi, and the bones, that mean the knowledge. Again, with this approach, you get the knowledge, but not the condition of its emergence and transmission. So this divide between folklore surrounding plants and ethnobotany, between flesh and bone, between knowledge of how to live with plant and the knowledge extracted from it, has had significant consequences on the relationship with plants in India. For example, in the name of this academic rationality, a strictly formed medical form of Ayurveda, stripped of religious practices and belief, emerged, particularly in Kerala. At long term, this divide reproduced the pattern of rationalization of South that developed in the West. It leads to a disenchantment of words and a marginalization of belief system. Just think for a moment about this contemporary child growing up in a reality where his own or her own access to knowledge about the plant will later be explained to him or her at school as irrational. So fortunately, two groups strongly object, two categories of people strongly object to this division and its devastating effect. First, the ethnobotanists themselves. And that's very interesting because during the 60s and the 70s, many non-Western ethnobotanists began to expand the field of ethnobotany to include different types of religious and ritual use and practices. This happened at around the same time in Japan, India, and other countries. For example, some choose to focus directly on the ethnobotany of sacred ecosystem, as in the case of the R.D. Vartak with the sacred groves. These Indian, Japanese, and other ethnobotanists influenced Western ethnobotanists in return, who modified and expanded their ethnobotanical approach. Another category of people who strongly object to this division is the children themselves. Thanks to the human nature, children are there to resist against this process by a universal approach of social learning, which is the game. Game allow children to learn knowledge and to develop skills through social interaction. Or all the children of the world from any country share the same ability to play with plants and to create cultural artifacts with it. During those funny activities, children acquire a great deal of knowledge about plants and, above all, integrate it into their learning. So you have some example here of different games and different things that the children from every country are able to make with the plants. We can see also that in those games, children games with plants, all types of plants appear in children games, the herbs, the shrubs, the trees, the climbers, the creepers, but also all part of plants appear in children games, from the terminal bud to the lateral root, from the petal to the anther. So what I'm saying here is that finally, those children in this game, there is also a kind of ethnobotany of children, made by children. Children often have their own way, for example, of naming the plant, their own funny taxonomy, and their own classification system. For example, in southern Morocco, I showed how children learn the Berber language by naming the plants. So how children are able to learn the adult language by naming the plants. So for example, I show you this slide. You have many examples. I'm sorry, it is translated in French, but I will give you just very few examples to finish this presentation. So for example, you have the bread of the beef. You have the silk of the bird. You have the butter of the sheep. You have the potato of the wolf. You have the pumpkin of the snake, and the soap of the camels, and even the lipstick of the crows. So this is like vocabulary. But on the right side of the slide, you can see that there is also syntax in the name of those plants. For example, he make a sign with his hand, or it makes noise when we shake it. Or again, please God forgive us. So you see that the name of those plants are some little phrase. And with that, the children are able to learn their own and practice their own language. So thanks to all these games, including funny taxonomy, plants become partners in children learning. So how to reconnect ethnobotany and nature-based education? But first, we need to continue the approach of ethnobotanists, such as dear Vartak, namely not to separate knowledge about plants from the world in which it originated, not to divide the flesh and the bones, the goddess Tulasi from Tulasi itself. Then there are at least two options that will be the subject of the next presentations. First, one is to rethink ethnobotanical collection. Second is to insert children games with plants and their ethnobotany into main education. So for a final word of conclusion, I will say that there is no need to rethink the relationship between education and nature, between ethnobotany and nature-based education, because children have already thought about it and experienced it. We simply need to take care, to take their own activities with plants a little bit more seriously and put them back at the center of the educational program. In this way, both adults and children will teach each other how to better integrate plants into their own education as partners. And everything should be all right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your valuable insight. I hope many of us have a lot of interest listen to this session. We don't mind if you can react with thumbs up. And so interesting session. If there is any questions to sir, you can put it in the chat box. The questions are shared in the chat box. The respective speakers will address the questions.
And thank you very much for your listening.
Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite the second speaker.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. I would like to welcome the second speaker, Manuel Valentin, the Chief Scientific Director of the Cultural Anthropology Collection at the Museum de l'Homme, Paris. I request you all to mute your audios.
Yes.
Kindly mute your audios, please. I would like to welcome Manuel Valentin, sir, the Chief Scientific Director of the Cultural Anthropology Collection at the Museum de l'Homme, Paris. His work focuses on exploring contemporary cultural artifacts through the evolution of their materials, whether of nature or artificial origin. Now, I request you, sir, to address.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your welcoming words. And thank you very much to the TDU and also to Professor Karim Abdul to have invited me to share some knowledge with both of you. So, and thank you to Romain for this presentation. And I think I will converge to what he just said. Not to mention that they form the foundation upon which human life has been able to develop, survive, and thrive to this day. From a biochemical point of view, they represent a huge range of molecules of all kinds, giving them multiple properties that are particularly useful to humans for feeding themselves, making objects, shaping their image, and keeping healthy. From this, we can distinguish several main areas of specialized research.
Manuel, your PPT is not on.
Sorry?
Your PPT?
Sorry. You're right.
You have to,
I'm going to just, you're right.
You put your PPT. And maybe you can switch off your video because you have a less bandwidth, looks like. You can put your
My
screen.
video?
No, you can put on the
sorry.
first your PPT.
Sorry.
Yeah, put
sorry,
on your
I'll try
PPT.
to
Yeah.
partager. Sorry. It was working just before. Why does it not work? Partage l'écran. Sorry. Can you see my
No.
PowerPoint?
No, not yet.
It's not at open.
Not yet? No, I've got it on my screen.
Maybe you can try once again. Now it's coming. Now it's coming. Yes, perfect.
No, it's
perfect.
It's okay? Okay,
Yes,
because
perfect.
I'm from France, so there's a lot.
Yeah, you can go from France.
Is it okay for everybody? So it was just an introduction.
Correct.
So, so I was just saying that we've got several main areas of specialized research about food, technical know-how, and health. And these several themes determine the interest of ethnobotany, and more specifically, ethnobotanical collections, which are part of cultural anthropological collections. So, but at that stage, a short distinction can be pointed out between botany and ethnobotany. It has some consequences on the profile of both collections. Sorry, I just, voilà.
Yeah, you have to change your slide.
At the National History,
perfect.
Is it okay?
Yeah, now it's clear. Now you are getting the nature to culture slide. Yes.
Yeah. So at the National History Museum in Paris, this difference between botany and ethnobotany corresponds to the idea that they are wild or natural plants on one side and cultivated or domesticated or modified plants on the other side. This difference respectively induce two scientific approaches. Botanists essentially provide a precise description of plants in order to characterize them, like leaves, stem, trunk, seeds, flower, fruit, and so on. In fact, it gives a strong descriptive background on which classification and ecological studies may be built. The ethnobotanist will be more interested on the way plants are used by human society. The idea is to inventory the knowledge of medicinal of plants and to understand how and why they are exploited. So beforehand, so to illustrate, you can see on the slide two photos. On the left, the Amazon rainforest related to an idea of nature and wilderness. On the right, a picture of a botanical garden in Paris, whose functions is to domesticate, or was to domesticate plants from faraway countries. So they demonstrate two different kinds of humans-plants relationships. But indeed, you know, the frontier in nature and culture is purely theoretical. Archaeological research has shown that the Amazon rainforest has been exploited and maintained by the people.
Hi, sir. The voice breaking.
Millennia. Is it okay?
Yeah, Manuel, I think you can switch off your video and then you can talk. Keep audio on and talk because your line is not good.
Sorry?
You can switch off your video. You have the video and then you can talk. Keep only the mic on and then you can talk. Because your line is bad.
Sorry. Yeah, I know the line is not good.
Yeah, so you can switch off your video part.
Tu peux couper ton écran, tu sais, ton image. Tu mets juste le son.
Ouais, mais j'essaie de... Je sais pas comment faire. Attends. OK. Video is... OK. I come back
Perfect.
to...
Yeah,
is it okay
clear
now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, I know the connection is very bad because, so I am in the closed room. So what I was saying, we consent to the two photos. It's important. So that to see that they demonstrate two different kinds of human-plant relationships. But in fact, we're saying that the frontier between nature and culture is purely theoretical. So the Amazon rainforest has been exploited and maintained by the people who lived there for several millennia. The garden, for its part, has been acclimatizing France. some of which have become natural features of the landscape today. It can be observed that in both approaches, botany and ethnobotany, naming the plants and trees found in the immediate environment is significant. Naming is basic act of any scientific disciplines. However, the names given to plants remain essentially generic, whether they are scientific names or common names. In the animal world, domestic animals like dogs, cats, parrots can be giving them a proper name that expresses a neural bond. While a plant is often seen as part of a decor. We get used to it, we don't grow up to it. Even so, some recent studies tend to show a form of sensitivities in certain plants and trees. So, sorry. We usually pay few attention to surrounding plants and to the way present-day economic mechanism is transforming them. Indeed, we can observe an increasing distance between natural plants and human beings. Isolation and marketing. That
Manuel, we are not able to hear you properly.
Sorry?
We are not able to hear you properly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfect.
I don't know why, because so I'm saying that that
No, we are not able to hear.
Hello, sir.
Sorry. I don't know what to do, because
tu es en Wi-Fi à partir de ton téléphone portable?
Oui, téléphone, oui, en effet.
Est-ce que tu peux bouger
pas
ton
le choix.
téléphone près de la
Bah
fenêtre?
oui, mais il est tout près, hein.
Ok.
Il est tout près, je ne peux pas faire plus, parce qu'en fait, on n'a pas de connexion directe ici.
Ok. Mais là,
c'est mieux là ou pas?
Ouais, là c'est mieux, là.
Ouais, parce que j'ai rallumé le téléphone, mais en fait, ça ne change pas. Donc, very sorry, apologize for these connections. So, what I was saying is that, yeah, about the process of disconnection between nature-based plants and supermarket products. And this is a process that will continue due to the overall increase in population and growing urbanization. In other words, a majority of individuals now live in apartments or in single-family homes with gardens that are too small to produce enough plants to feed, for example. Moreover, consumers are becoming increasingly vigilant. Ça commence? Vigilant about the hygiene and nutritional quality.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes? Is there a problem again? Hello?
Non, c'est bon, vas-y, tu peux y aller. Il n'y a pas de problème, on t'entend super bien là.
Yes, sir. I'm in my phone. It's not coming.
So maybe one of the main challenges in education would be to preserve the link between the true and concrete nature of the plants and the way they are transformed to meet commercial and marketing demands. You see, more and more generation of children know wheat only in the form of flour or semolina. The same goes for rice. From a very young age, people become so used to eating and seeing this plant packaged in bags that they are less and less able to picture the plant itself. This phenomenon concerns not only plants, but also products derived from the animal world, as well as drinkable water, for example, which is more and more bottled. In reality, the world of plants is better known through the numerous representations that society creates from it, rather than through the plant themselves in their natural context. I will give you some example. Of course, everybody knows the hibiscus flower more than the complete plant. It is represented on many consumers' objects, whatever the, for example, a wax fabric in the middle, donc, used in Western Africa, or water bottles. You can guess it on the right-hand side, donc, on the upper part of the Kiren plastic bottle, Senegalese brand. Donc, in Africa, one of the earliest meanings associated with hibiscus is ephemeral or short-time beauty. Its flowers, which sometimes last only one day, illustrate the fragility of life and the necessity to fully enjoy each moment. In fact, in many cultures, hibiscus is given to women to celebrate their grace and beauty. It embodies gentleness, tenderness, as well as charm and elegance. But in the Pacific Islands too, particularly in Hawaii, you can see the bottle. So hibiscus is a symbol of hospitality. It is often used in making the famous flower necklace offered as a welcome gesture. This flower is thus associated with open-mindedness, sharing, and the spirit of hospitality. Of course, hibiscus has long also been integrated into the pharmacopoeia of various cultures, thanks to its antioxidant properties. In traditional cosmetics, too, hibiscus is recognized for enhancing hair and skin health. The same thing with the fruit of the lotus plant. It can appear in varied forms. As dried fruit, it is used as a musical instrument for children in traditional China. Under a sliced form, it is a medicine used to lower fever temperature. So it is sometimes difficult to identify an isolated and transformed part of a plant. And it is the South Korean Professor Song who helped us to identify the origin of the 3 slices that you can see here on the screen. Flower, leaves, roots, seeds are fully exploited in Asia for several health problems. And of course, they are also present in religious representation, like you can see on the right-hand side. When we look at many mechanical tools having rubber as components, or simply the tubes and tires of vehicles, no one thinks about its primary source, which is Hevea 3, whose latex is exploited at large scale only since the very end of the 19th century. It is a relatively short period, but it penetrated so deeply in our material world that we don't even think anymore about the tree when we see rubber. It can be said that rubber is completely disconnected from its natural and original source. So I give you some example. Here, it's sheets collected in 1930 by ethnobotanist Auguste Chevalier. You've got teeth here, different example. So the process of distancing between natural plants and daily life objects can be demonstrated in culturally interesting forms. The date palm is a plant that is essential to the economic and cultural life of the inhabitants of the Saharan oasis. In northern Africa, women still use different parts of the date palm to make their basketry works. A fragment of date palm fiber patch is used for braiding ropes. Here, we see a batch of 12 leaflets taken from a date palm front on the right-hand side. So, and the strips of date palm leaflets are prepared for weaving. Tied together, the leaflets are divided into fine strips to be used as strands covering the core of the wickerwork for weaving according to the stitch spiral technique. So nowadays, all these natural materials tend to disappear or to be hidden under surface texture made of artificial materials such as these dishes, which are decorated with polychrome wool, plastic, and here the aluminum foils. We have the same tendency elsewhere in Africa. In Burkina Faso, we find such plates on here made from plant fibers, crafts and using the spiral or coil technique. The other one here on the middle is also a plate or a jar lid, and it is characterized by the use of thin strips of red, white, yellow, green, and black plastic, covering the plant fibers that form the spiral cord along its entire length. Purchased at the market of Ouagadougou in 2019, this jar lid is also used as a decorative object, and it reflects both the survival of the traditional natural pigment, black here, black, white, and red, and the use of new polychromatic colors, which are in fact inspired by the Burkinabe national flags. So here we've got also a gnat used, which was collected in Soweto at the end of the 20th century. And it is not made anymore from plant fibers, but from plastic bags, which are tied and not together. And people are using them. It's not made for tourists, but it is made for people to walk on it, because it was collected in a urbanized area, and people don't have automatically access to natural plant fibers. So they adapt themselves by using plastic bags that they have for free in a supermarket. So it's a new kind of techniques, which is very quite interesting. In the north of Borneo Island, in Indonesia, formerly nomadic hunter-gatherers, now settled, live in a region which is experiencing significant exploitation of its land resources by public and private companies, particularly wood and coal. In the year 2000, 2 coal mining companies were exploiting large concessions. Family who used to spend several days in the forest, hunting game, collecting forest products such as rattan, which is essential for making mats and baskets. We used to collect this specific rattan in the highlands. And they noticed it has become rare and most difficult to find. So unable to go and get some, or to find it nearby, the elderly people who hold the know-how, the technique for making basketry, have turned to available materials. They chose to recover the cables and connectors of detonators used by the mining industry to explode coal seams, because they noticed their diameter was the same as their favorite rattan. They first selected the yellow one, closer to the natural color of the rattan, and then other colors. In some new villages now, they now replace rattan, but if the material change, the traditional basket making techniques remains. So I would like to be short. So as a conclusion, and since we have many students and teachers among our listeners, instead of a general and vague conclusion, I would prefer daring some few pragmatic proposals aiming to moderate or to accompany the disconnection process I was talking about. First, I must precise that it should be observed that plants can help to teach patience and wisdom, simply because they still impose a cyclical time to animals and humans. They are able to remind and to reconnect us with natural time or rhythm. That's why in Japan, for example, forest baths are practiced for depressive persons. In hospital, it is very important to offer flower, but above all plants to convalescent persons. Particularly, old people appreciate plants because they have the patience to take care of them, so that plants may represent a bridge between young and older generation and can be an interesting way for children education. So here is, you see on the slides, different three ideas. For example, to install an active presence of specific plants in classroom. But as an exercise, you see, to take any daily life objects and to incite pupils to describe them and to identify which material is from plant world. You see. And also something else in the public space. You see, as I said at the beginning of my intervention, some trees or plants in the public space could diverse indication of their name, age, and other information. It means that you may find that the life of a plant of a tree usually overtakes the life of individuals. So when you are young, you get used to see the same trees at that place. So it could be nice to instruct, to inform people that this tree, for example, was planted such years and so on, and to enhance its importance in the community. You see, to try to create a more personal, more affective link with such trees or plants. So, and of course, and I will end by saying that we mustn't forget that ethnobotany is just one part to understand the whole world, but we cannot dissociate it from other scientific approaches like ethnology, ethnomineralogy, and so on. So thank you very much for listening. Hope it was not too much, but it was clear, despite the disconnection problem. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable insight. And everybody got inspired with your presentation by seeing the cultural anthropological collections. It's so nice. Thank you so much, sir. If there is any question to be asked to sir, I request you all to put it in the chat box. If anybody has any question to Manal sir, please share it in your chat box. Okay, have not received any questions. It was very nice. Sir, I would like to invite the next speaker, Abdul Karim sir, an associate professor TDU, conservationist and ethnobotanist with 28 years of experience in medicinal plant conservation, community awareness and education. And now I welcome you, sir, to deliver the talk.
Could you hear my voice?
Yes,
yeah?
sir.
Yeah,
Yes.
and can see the PPT?
Yes, sir.
So I'll come in the track mode. Thank you very much, Dr. Josie. I thought I'll just explain you about exactly the Indian context of what traditional knowledge and cultural diversity is. So I have just made the presentation in three forms. One is something which is related to what traditional knowledge is, what is culture and intangible heritage is, and where it is on three levels. Level one is introduction to traditional knowledge related to concepts, cultural and intangible heritages. What are these in the grassroots level? Traditional health knowledge as a case study. So these are three things that I'll be presenting it today in a simpler form. If you see the Indian context, in the world context as concerned, we have more than 70 million indigenous communities in 90 countries. And you can see few what Manuel has presented of one community or two, three communities. And what Roman has explained about a few plants, just few plants on the amount of traditional background that it has. Like that, we have for more than 70 million indigenous communities which are unique in their presentation to the entire world. And in Indian context, you can see they refer to knowledge, they refer to innovation, they refer to practices. And one or two was so enlightened to see how it was. And it plays a vital role on defining a community. If you see a community, they have a particular unique knowledge, unique innovations, and unique practices of particular group. That's what the traditional knowledge has in. Now we link with the culture. The culture adds it with distinctive spirituality, intellect, and emotions, along with the knowledge that they have. The cultural diversity comes in. And it comes in the shape of a social group, a society has been formed, and lifestyles, values, systems, traditions, beliefs, all are coming towards the culture which is there behind this entire thing, which carries this knowledge. So UNESCO defines this as a Universal Declaration of Cultural Diversity in 2001. A source of innovation and creative as well as the driver of both economic development and personal development. This is what exactly the creativity and innovation leads to both economic and personal development. You can see that. I'll show you exactly how economically important is these things. There's one more diversity called as biocultural diversity. Cultural diversity you have seen the knowledge and now the resource. What is a biocultural? Entire living thing with the diversity which has is completely linked with it. Now you see the nature and culture is combined always. The nature has the ecosystem, it has plants, fields, water, canals, everything this has. And you see the culture is concerned, it has such as flooding methods, our festivals, foods, the sustainable collection practices. So many things have been connected towards the culture as concerned. So there's a link, and this is called exactly what a biocultural diversity is, which is there all over the entire country as concerned. Now, heritages are of tangible and intangible. There are a lot of intangible heritage which we'll be discussing in this are completely oral, and nowhere it has been documented, and it has skills, lot of skills, and traditional crafts, knowledge of medicine, performing arts, social practices, rituals, festivals. So many things are linked with the intangible cultural heritage as concerned, and UNESCO also has recognized this in 2003 as safeguarding this intangible cultural heritage, otherwise we'll be missing a lot of innovations. It contributes to the social cohesion completely and encouraging the sense of identity and responsibility, which helps individuals to feel of one of the different communities to feel a part of the society as a large. So they feel among themselves that they're part of the society which carry the heritage of this knowledge. This is the intangible heritage. And the knowledge has in two levels. You must be knowing the codified, systematic codified epistemological knowledge, which has a proper theoretical framework to discuss this proper evidence to say that how this has been working out. Codified of traditional wisdom and emic perspective. We have the entire codified knowledge which has. And the non-codified knowledge, which Roman explained very clearly, how it is in the ethnic community wise, how a one plant could be able to give so much of the nature, ecosystem, and ethnic communities, specifically on high diverse things. Though knowledge generations and transmissions may vary from different cultures, they are all similarities in the worldview and value system. Every knowledge has its own value system of any community which is formed. So if you summarize this, you can see the traditional knowledge plays an important role in health, in agriculture, in food and nutrition, in biodiversity and natural resources, arts and crafts, architecture, designs of architecture are still found, rituals and customs, education, ethics, values, technology, spirituality, region-specific knowledge. The TK has all this part, and health plays a major role in the case of traditional knowledge. Some examples, you see the agriculture, the traditional crop system that we have, varieties of rice colors, rice from dry areas, water area, all different types of resistant area, wind speeds, so many you can see in the case of rice alone. Land preparation, we have tilling, composting, fallowing, lot of land composition methods which are there traditionally which we have. The inputs, seed pollination, the method that it does, growing crops that attract pollinators such as bees, birds, etc. Manure, compost, vermicompost, irrigation, all these are a part of this which is we have traditionally. Harvest methods, you can see to the go to the villages and see the method of harvest that they do. The technology used, the storage and processing part, the festivals related to agriculture, money related to the matters, community-oriented activities, group farming, sharing of resources, how to produce sold. All these are a part of the different examples that we are trying to look on. And health and physical cultures, sports, we see that You see the healing system. We have complete healing system of traditional healing system, Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani, Storikma, oral traditions. Personal hygiene is very clearly mentioned. The prevention of seasonal practices, daily practices that we do, cure, diagnosis, medicine, treatment, mother and child health practices, which is there from the traditions. Health promotions, healthy promotions, exercise, foods, sports are very clearly mentioned. Resource, the medicinal plants, animal products, minerals, metals are there. And its advantage, cost and access. Very, very cheap to access. It is not so cost if you're really using a traditional medicine as concerned. And food, you can see, every ethnic community has their own method of processing the food and dietary diversity. If you go and do a small area, the food system that they have, you can see a number of species have been used as the food system. The processing methods, you see the Northeast, how they do it, come to South, come to Central, you can see the different method of processing things. Diet restrictions. And we have eating related to customs, rituals, taboos. Every custom has a different food events. Poison recognition, mushrooms are poisonous, types of fishes which are poisonous, which we can eat, which we cannot eat, tubers. All these sort of things are still with us in the knowledge. And healthy foods, seasonal foods are also a part of it. Now, festivals. Festivals have the harvest festivals. You know that it has a series of, India has a lot of harvest festivals. It is linked with the collection. It is linked with the plants which have been grown, New Year, seasons. Every religion has its own New Year. Every community has its own New Year. Seasons linked with it. The customs that we follow, the rituals that we are trying to do before start any activity, example, farming season, construction, etc. Etiquette, we can have different things, ethics, behavior towards the living beings, towards competitors, all is there in the part of the culture that we have. But now, if you see the globally identified plants as concerned in the case of resources, we have 250,000 plants which have been used. And India alone has more than 7,000 plants, number of crops that are used for food throughout the history. But what do we do? It's completely reduced now. We are only using rice, maize, and wheat. All other crops are completely gone. And maybe 12 crops we use, 5 animal species we use. 75% of the whole entire energy is with this intake. All the knowledge that we have is completely getting shrinked. And now this is because of the social legitimacy is slowly going out, and lack of recognition of practices and practitioners. They are not even taken properly. Erosions of knowledge, lack of successors, self-determination is not there. Incompatibility is not there within the mainstream knowledge system. Multiple worldviews of learners have started coming in. Challenge of peaceful existence and preservations, fight for the diversity area. And hence, these are very challenges for this knowledge as concerned. So because of this lack of sufficient theoretical approaches are slowly getting reduced. Understanding is getting reduced on it. Institutionalization is not there. A dichotomy exists that is formally trained as experts and knowledge holders. It is not coming to the next generation at all. And even that knowledge holders are slowly dying. Settling between modernity and tradition. Always there'll be a conflict. This is modern, this is tradition. So thing is going on that conflicts and social identity. Integration into mainstreaming learning systems and production process of challenging tasks. There's also always a discussion happening on that. And it's important for sustainable development. Unless we make this a regional, Indian level and global level, there's not going to get, these resources will slowly go off and will not have a sustainable development at all. So it's very important that we take this and try to conserve this. Now, this is very important. What exactly the today's seminar is that, how do we make this into an educational part? How to integrate this into the entire education part, which our new education policy is allowing us to do on that. So in this connection, we have to intergenerational lifelong learning should be there. Collective and social learning should be there. Learning in totality should be there. Appropriate integration of formal learning should be taken to institutional learning. And constant engagement on contemporary relevance, promotion, social traditions, vital areas like agriculture, health should be incorporated. And this will in turn strengthen our well-being and livelihoods. With this connection only, we are now at TDU, with the help of the IRD and other organizations, we are trying to see that can we come out with a 4-credit course, which we'll try our best in such a way that through the nature-based education, we can teach the children or anyone who can come and have a 4-credit course on how we really, take these issues and teach the children as concerned, and so that they in turn try to see that how the next generation can take forward. This is something which we are trying to do, and it's a good occasion. We thought that we'll inform this, that this course we are trying to promote this, and we'll be trying to do it by next month of Jan to Feb as concerned. And this is something with the help of difference between a traditional knowledge and a modern knowledge. Usually, Generation of knowledge, they say objective, subjective. Outside the context, inside the context. One cause, one effect, multi-casualty always. It's a difference. Modern, convenience-oriented, technology-driven outsourcing of resources is high. And traditional natural resource oriented, generally eco-friendly and more sustainable. So always there's a difference between the modern and traditional knowledge, and this will be existing. So overall, as summary is concerned, you can see when you want an indigenous development of this entire resources, there's a need for identification of development of niches, building on the local needs. This helps in improving the local knowledge practices. Local control development options are there. Supporting local initiatives, we need to do that. Attention and benefits of a local area, wherever the knowledge is there, we try to record it. Develop training, capacity, networking needs to be done. And also understanding the system of learning. Exchange learning between cultures is very important. So we get all natural, human, economic, produce, cultural, social, all this play an important role. So that becomes an indigenous development as concerned. So when you take one example as a case study, medicinal plants as concerned, if you see that we have more than, in India, we have more than 4,000 ethnic communities, and we use more than 6,200 plants, which is completely from Ayurveda, Siddha, Unani. And you can see the photographs, which shows the knowledge that we have, starting from the manuscripts. And you can see that we have more than 25,000 different formulations alone. Of 50,000 are completely herbal formulations, which can be used by the people. And this is the amount of knowledge that we have. You can see the folk knowledge. We have techniques starting from ethnobotany to the snake poison, to normal plant, to common health, to bone setting, to common cough fever, which has been treated at home with a proper cultural basis of sacred groves, conserving this part. You can see the eye specialized doctors. These are all different folk traditions that we have, all traditional birth attendants, poisonous snake poison people, so many people which are there. At the same time, economics is concerned, it also gives economic of more than 8,000 crores. And our international annual trade of medicinal plants is more than $1 billion US. So economic wise, you can see the profile here, the tradition, the plants that are used in different system of medicine, how it is in a different system that has been used and it has been numbered. And at the end, you can see the demand is been used in primary healthcare, domestic, healers, hospitals, industries, trade, export. So medicine alone, you can see this, then you can see all that I showed you in the place. Every part, if you see and work on this is concerned, it has a lot of knowledge behind it. And now it's slowly dying, as I said, unless we convert this into an education, a curriculum, and use that in the case of the children of next generation, after a few years, you can see all has been disappeared. And hence, we feel that this workshop has, you see the three perspectives of that. It's very important that we need to completely take care and bring that into the next level of curriculum. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I hope everyone is inspired with your talk. It's an eye-opener for many of us how traditional knowledge is very important, as it has connected us to all the fields from Agri, Ayurveda and all those things. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable insight. Now, I would like to welcome our VC, Vice Chancellor of TDU. Sir is traveling. Sir has shared the recorded video. We will play the video.
Vijay, can play the video?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everybody. In my understanding, the knowledge of plants has been culturally present in all societies for a long time. There's no part of the world where communities were not using plants. And naturally, to use plants, they had knowledge, their own knowledge, how to classify the plants, and how to study the properties and uses of the plants. So my own understanding is that all botanical knowledge, so to say, about plants is of an ethnic nature. No culture should strictly claim that this knowledge of plants is universal and all other knowledge is ethno knowledge or is ethnobotanical. Whether it be Europe, whether it be countries in Africa, whether it be South America, whether it be Asia, all knowledge of plants is by its cultural origin of an ethnic nature. It is in the colonization period that the Europeans, particularly the British, claimed that plant systematics, which is their way of classifying plants, they claimed this is the universal knowledge. This is not ethnobotany. This is universal botany. Actually, that's not true. I mean, European botanical knowledge is an ethno knowledge of that society. And it is no different in terms of its ethnic origin from the knowledge of any other community. Yes, ethnobotanical knowledge is very different across the world because the cultures are different, the contexts are different, the purposes of using plants are different. The Europeans wanted a system of classification which could become universal because they wanted to classify and fit all the plants of the world into that scheme of classification. That's an ambitious objective, and they have achieved it to a great extent by the Bentham-Hooker system of classification. Today, of course, that system is being questioned, and people are saying maybe we should not merely have a morphological basis, but we should have a genetic basis. This is also a development that has happened in the United States. But whether it is morphological, whether it's the conventional mainstream taxonomy, or whether it is the genetic basis for classification, to me, both the Bentham-Hooker or the modern American system of genetic classification are both ethnobotanies. Just as the Africans have their own system of classification, the Indians have their own system, tribal communities have their own system, the South Americans have their own, all these are ethnobotanies. And today, in the teaching of botany, it is very important that we see ways in which we can integrate all these various ethnobotanies. We must decolonize the teaching of botanical botany. We must decolonize the teaching of botany and make it multi-ethnic. That will be the future of botanical sciences. It has to become multi-ethnic, multicultural. It cannot remain, we can't call the mainstream only that which the Europeans found out. It is good, it is useful, it serves a purpose. And so do all the other ethnobotanies. So that's my message. Ethnobotany is a very important subject, but what we need to teach in our schools and universities is not one kind of ethnobotany, which is the mainstream one. You have to integrate the ethnobotanies across cultures. That's a complex task. It's a very important intellectual task. It's a very important philosophic or epistemological task. But of course, it can be done, and it will enrich our understanding of plants. So my good wishes to all of you, and of course, I would like to specially mention someone whom I admired a great deal and who was a mentor to many of us, namely Dr. V.D. Vartak, who was an icon of classical taxonomy, a very generous man, a man of true knowledge. Of course, he had great respect for ethnobotany and for ethnobotanies, because the ethnobotany is not one subject, it depends and varies across cultures. And he was very respectful towards that. But it would be only fitting, and I'm very glad that this workshop is taking place in memory of Dr. V.D. Vartak, a person who was a great plant lover, great open-minded botanist, who was of course well-versed in the mainstream botany, but was also highly respectful of ethnic traditions in the plant sciences. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Jyoti, before you could go for vote of thanks, I would like to say 2-3 lines. It is an honor for us today at TDU and also IRD, because Arthak sir was the first person after my college which came in who took us and trained me as concerned as personally as part of the ethnobotany part. Today, what I'm speaking is the motivation the first years given, and also Anuradha ma'am, who's also here, who gave you a welcome, was the part of the group where they first trained me in their organization and recognized what FRLST's work, TDU's work, and said that this is very important, and in turn, you should be a leading ethnobotanist of the country. That was the vision that they gave us and set the methods and possible. So in this occasion, I would like to thank ma'am also is here, and also the occasion, and we have his son who's going to speak now. And then we can, so on the behalf of TDU, I really, and as an individual, as a person, I really thank this occasion for giving us the opportunity for TDU to run this work. Thank you. Yeah, Jyoti, your thing is, mic is off.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now, I would like to, as we are coming into the conclusion of the session, I would like to invite Dr. Ajit Vachakti to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. As we come to the close of this enriching webinar on bridging traditions and learning ethnobotany in nature-based education, it is my pleasure to propose the vote of thanks. First and foremost, on behalf of the organizers, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed speakers, Dr. Roman Seminel, anthropologist, IRD France, Thank you for sharing your deep insights and for highlighting the importance of understanding cultural traditions in nature-based learning. Dr. Manuel Valentin, Scientific Director, Musée de Houma, Paris, we are grateful for your thought-provoking presentation and for bringing an international perspective to today's discussion. Dr. M. Abdul Karim, Associate Professor, TDU, thank you for your detailed and inspiring talk and for connecting the themes of ethnobotany, traditional knowledge, and contemporary education so meaningfully. Sri Darshan Shankarji, Vice Chancellor TDU, to conclude this webinar and also allowing us to conduct this international webinar. Sir, your contributions have added immense value to this event and have broadened our understanding of how tradition, ecology, and learning can be woven together. I express my sincere appreciation to all the participants, scientists, professors, researchers, managers, and students for your active engagement and interest. Your presence and thoughtful questions made this session vibrant and intellectually stimulating. A special word of thanks to our organizers also, TDU, IIT France, and Maharashtra Vriksha Pune, for their collaboration and support in making this webinar possible. Your collective efforts reflect a shared commitment to advancing knowledge, fostering dialogue, and honoring the legacy of traditional wisdom. This event forms part of birth centenary year of eminent ethnobotanist Professor V.D. Vartak. His pioneering work in ethnobotany and his lifelong dedication to nature education continue to inspire us. Today's webinar has been a humble tribute to his contribution. My heartfelt thanks to the technical and administrative teams, Mrs. Amruta, Sri Vijay, Dr. Jyoti Lakshmi of TDU, Mr. Nishan Gaurav from Czech Republic, Mr. Kaustubh Mudgal from Pune, who worked behind the screen, coordinating registrations, managing communication, and ensuring the smooth conduct of this online event. Finally, I would like to thank each one of you for being with us today. We hope the sessions have inspired new ideas, collaborations, and reflection. Let us continue to work together to strengthen nature-based education and uphold the rich traditions that guide it. Wishing you all a pleasant evening. Thank you.
Yeah, Jyoti?
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants who
Hey,
have attended.
Madam, 1 minute. Actually, I forgot. I think. Well, 1 minute.
Sure, sir. Sure.
On behalf of the Vartak family, we would like to express our immense gratitude to Sri Darshan Shankarji and entire organizing team for their initiative and efforts in organizing this wonderful event in the memory of our late father, Dr. V.D. Vartak. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ajit, sir. Thank you so much. And I thank everyone. And if there is any questions, you can share it in your chat box and it will be replied. And if there is no questions, then you can slowly leave the session and we are concluding here.
Maybe Jyoti, you can take a photograph online.
Yes, sir. So if you can on your videos, then we can have one pic.
Yes.
Yeah, 1 second.
A picture for the souvenir.
Some are still not on their videos, please.
Who?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Maybe Darshan is online also?
No, that's different. That's a different Darshan, yeah. Tarun, Sridhar, or you can come on video. Nagendra, Diksha, Balakumar. All come in the video, on your video.
Don't be shame. Everybody on the video.
Yeah, sir, we are in.
Good, good. Okay.
So has taken with all the people who have on the videos.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Jyoti.
It's okay.
Thank you, everybody. Yes, sir. Done.
Thank you very much, everybody. See you next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, should I end the session?
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes.
Thank you, Vijay. Yes, Vijay.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
Nandri, Dhanevad.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Okay. That's that.
감사합니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. 감사합니다.